Scramble Game Show. Today, we are going to use this hour to demonstrate some new games. We have been asked by many players that, to try some new games. So today, we're going to first demonstrate the game called Scramble Hangman. As you know, Hangman is a game that, word game that many kids know because school teachers use them to teach kids how to spell words. Now, we basically adopt that hangman structure and incorporate it into the Scramble game. Now, for those who are not familiar with Scramble game, let me first explain a little bit the basic principle of Scramble games. The Scramble word game is based on the so-called scrambling process. That is, in your head, you look at the number of letters that is displayed or come up and try to make words out of them. And the trick is you have to make, of course, fast. Competing with someone else is also trying to make words. In addition, if you can add a letter and scramble a word and make it into a longer word, you could steal the words from your opponent. So that makes the game very exciting. And you can play this as individual against another individual, or several people play together, or as team, one team play against another team. So the words you made, okay, can be either stolen by your opponent, or you can lengthen it by the scrambling process and make longer words, and suddenly increase your score. So that's the basic Scramble word game, and we've been playing this on this show for many times, and children really love this game. So that's the basic process. Now, many other games have been derived, okay, from Scramble cards. The beauty of this thing is the Scramble cards, it's designed to be played with many games. And some people may have seen this card before. It's sort of complicated on the card with notations or letters, but actually it's not so complicated. Basically, it's a letter, A, B, C, alphabets. But the others are hint or sort of a guide for playing other games. Now, today, we're going to describe the hangman. Here, on the board, obviously you can see this looks like a structure, hangman structure. Now, in the hangman game, typically people draw a structure like a man being hanged, and you have a bunch of letters that you can guess, and you guess correctly, the letter is put on there. And if you guess number of letters that incorrectly, this structure is hanged, then you end the game. Maybe I didn't explain that correctly. Let me go over again. Suppose you have a 5-letter word here, which means 5 spaces. And the hangman structure will be head, arm, and 2 legs. That's 5 spots. So you guess the word, this 5-letter word. Let's say we pretend that word is word class, C-L-A-S-S. Now, you guess B, which is wrong. That means you hang one position on the hanging. Then you guess another one, say D, and D is not right. Then you have another one. So if you guess 5 letters wrong, this hangman 5 head, 2 arm, and 2 legs will be all filled, and then it's hung. Okay? So that's the regular hangman game. Now, how do we do this to Scramble Hangman? Actually, there are many ways of doing it. I will just illustrate 2 games. Okay? You can make 5 sort of cards hangman, or 7 or 9 or 11, as many as you want, so long as to make into a man figure and looks like a man shape here. So this picture here shows a 9-card hangman. All right? The 2 ways we're going to play this game today, or demonstrate it today. First one is you put these cards up from, let's say, a deck you have, onto the board, one at a time. So you will put a head there, arm, arm, chest, chest, body, body, and the leg and leg in that sequence. Now, if the rule is such, the players can make words while you put the cards up. And when they made a word, they can remove that word. That means the whole object is not let the dealer fill up the body, fill up the whole figure. If you fill up the whole figure, you still don't have a word, that is hung. Okay? So if, pretending that this is the sequence that the dealer is putting up, okay, and we are playing, say, a minimum number of letters in a word is 3 letters. That means when we put A and B and R, a player could say bar. Okay, that suddenly is a word, B-A-R, and that 3 will be removed. So the board is clear. There's no little letters on it. Okay, let me illustrate that. And just for this, so if we begin to play this hangman, the dealer will be putting a letter at a time. As I said, if one of the players says bar, that means this will be removed. Okay? Now this is removed and kept on the side, or keep a score. Now there's a hangman score that's designed to keep the record of the words that is being removed or made by a particular player or a team, and then you at the end add up. Okay? So this hangman, you do play against time, because if the dealer plays the cards on the board fast, you have to think fast and make the word fast and remove it. Okay? In general, if you have a very good vocabulary, and you can beat the dealer, because dealer put the cards up, and you can just look at it and think about a word and remove 3 or 4 at a time, and the dealer will have a hard time to keep up. But if you don't have a good vocabulary, then the dealer will beat you. That is, the cards will be filled, and then this is hung. Okay? So I'm going to try to do this by shoveling the cards and do a real game. Now, I could have some players actually here, but since we are doing the demonstration, and I thought maybe the first time we will just illustrate by pretending that this player is out there, and I will be doing the dealing and playing. And if we think this process works well, we'll certainly have the real game on the game show, and then we can play the hangman. Okay? So this is the first hangman that you sort of play against time. Let's say we do a 7-card hangman. So that's the head. That's the arm. That's another arm. Okay, and that's, say, the body. And that's body. So that's already 5 cards. Now, let's say we pretend we are making 4 letters up. Okay, minimum has to be 4 letters up. Now, at this point, I could say copy, C-O-P-Y. Yeah? Copy. Correct? Copy is C-O-P-Y. Now, once I say copy, then this is removed. So dealer would have to continue. Another letter, L, X, G. Okay? Again, a player could recognize, say, oh, logs, L-O-G-S. All right? That certainly is a word, L-O-G-S. Okay? So that removed 4 again. So the dealer would have to fill up again, head here, arm there, oops, arm here. Okay? Let me put this copy down below so we have room for the body. Okay? R. Okay? R. N. Okay? So now this 7 cards is filled. Now, when the last card is put down in 10 seconds, if you don't have a word to remove the cards, then the game is over. It's hung, okay? At this point, actually, you probably should be able to think of a four-letter word enough. I wasn't paying attention. When I see U and X, I almost give up because it's hard, right? But if you have a good vocabulary, I'm challenging the people in the audience, probably recognize a four-letter word and then remove, then we'll keep on going, okay? So this is basically the first hangman game. And you can make 7 or 9 or 11 or more elaborate as you wish, okay? Why? Because for people that have very good vocabulary, you may want to make longer words, or for older children in school, higher grades, they certainly are going to make longer words. And for the younger kids, you may want to say three-letter word, four-letter word, and five-letter word, and continue on and so forth. Okay. Now, when the words are removed, kept there. In fact, we don't always have to make to play this on a magnetic board. At home, you can play it with a piece of paper. That's your score sheet, and you simply write down the words that you have made. And at the end, you will count how many words you made. A deck of cards, 136 cards, if you finish through with a deck, you would be able to make, on the average, I would say, close to 20, 25 words, okay? If it's a 4 or 5 letter word, and if it's a longer word, of course, it's less, but on the other hand, longer words will probably give you more points, and particularly you take into account the bonus cards. Now, the bonus cards, some people probably know, but for those who don't know what the bonus cards means, I will give you an example. Here's A. This A is 1 point. However, has a bonus operator called 2L. 2L means if a word is made, let's say, rang, all right, is made with this A, this 2L means the points on the left side is multiplied by 2 is your bonus. So then this word is 2 plus 1 is 4, and the 2 times 2 is 4. So this 4 is bonus. You have 8 points for the 3-letter word rang. Okay? So that's the bonus. So when you play this, you actually do have the strategy that you can play with and see how you can score. And if you place the bonus cards correctly on the high point, on the left, on the right, and so on, you would be able to make more or less points. Okay? All right. So this first hangman, it races against time. So when you play this at home, you can elect to have somebody as a dealer, and that dealer doesn't play. You just put the cards on the table, and everybody else will be, focused on the letters and shout out the words that you know, and you remove the cards and put on your side and so on. And that could be a fairly exciting game. Okay. However, if you don't have a dealer, you could do this, by 2 people or 3 people, whoever. You can deal and play at the same time, or take turn to deal. Okay, and that might slow down this dealing rate, but it's still fun. Okay, so that's the first hangman. Now let me explain to you then the second hangman, which does not really